Joe Shashkin, he's got to pay.
That is such a
Lives in
lie.
San Francisco. Go ahead, get that mic on, Joe.
That was my joke I told to
I know.
you,
Well, I
and now
recycled
he's
it.
repurposing it for you.
That's what the great ones do. We still.
We're starting right here. Joe, you like Taco Bell? Because Bonte has a drop on our board. Taco Bell, so damn good.
Well, let's get
and
his
now
mic on.
you've admitted that you like Taco Bell. You're one of us.
Hey, I've been one of us before you were one of us. Taco Bell, come on. I grew up in Southern California. Love Taco Bell.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
my
do
God.
too.
Yeah,
All right, what do you get at Taco Bell? I need to know.
Well,
I'll tell you,
I can't tell anybody when I have Taco Bell anymore. We have a famous drop. I used to go to the gym. I still do every now and then. But when I was going every single day, and on 6th and Gary, there's a Taco Bell KFC. And the bus would let you off right in front of the Taco Bell. And I was like, look, I'm not going to go. And there's a drop saying, Taco Bell, so damn good. I mean, the Gordita Crunch Wrap.
I'm a Taco
nachos.
Supreme. I get the 3 Taco Supremes, the hard shells, and then I get like a bean burrito.
Oh, my God. That's an interesting choice.
I know.
I am cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Yes,
Really?
Cheesy Gordita Crunch and a regular old school, from the beginning, beef taco.
Oh, nice.
The double-decker taco was underrated. And I used to really, really like that. But, my girl would say, hey, did you go to Taco Bell? I was like, no. And she'd get in the car about 2 days later, and you see all the shredded cheese that comes out of the wrapper. It's like, wait, you were at Taco Bell. It's hard to lie to the significant other when you don't go to Taco Bell.
In my car, I'm sure you look down, it's all over the place.
It's all over the tomato chunks and everything like that.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming in today. Like, seriously, I'm so excited. There was a long off season for everybody, for everybody with the Warriors. And you guys made a lot of moves, but I want to go back to the end of it. What was your biggest takeaway from that Lakers series?
Oh, disappointment. I mean, terrible disappointment because several of our players just, had terrible playoffs. We weren't used to that.
Yeah.
They had bad playoffs, and I felt we were a better team. I really did. And I have high expectations for this year that we're going to pay that back.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Lonnie Walker, game 4. Can't get over that one.
Anthony Davis.
Game of his life. Anthony Davis. They stole game 1, of course, and the year ends, and there's a lot of question marks about what the team's going to look like the next year. And you guys make a big, bold move. And we'll just start right there. Chris Paul, who a lot of us did not stand for a long, long time. And even at media day, I was like, wow, he's really in a Warriors uniform. And I like the fit. Once you start to think about the basketball aspect of it, I get what the vision was. But where were you at when that trade happened? Because I just took my daughter to swim class, and Shasky's blowing me up. I'm thinking, what happened at the station? Did we get fired finally?
I couldn't believe it.
It was Chris Paul's a Warrior. I'm like, what? My daughter's looking at me crazy. Where were you at when that trade happened? Were you in on it? Did you hear about it? What went down around that time?
We had been discussing it. Actually, it had been mentioned by Kent, my younger son.
Right. Not Kirk, who sprained his ankle at the tournament.
Yeah, not Kirk. No, it was Kent in this case who had mentioned it and prior to. And I just my first reaction to it was, huh? Just like you, like most people. But it sat with me for a week or two. We were discussing it. We had different options we were looking at. And then it really became a potential idea when he was traded to Washington. He wasn't going to stay there. And we just thought about it, and we just said, this kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So it at first, just like you, I was sort of questioning it. And I have a lot of co-owners, friends and whatever, to this day, they come up to me and say, really? Chris Paul? Yeah. They get upset. And the truth is, I think they're all going to be won over. Yeah. I was at a dinner on Monday night that we did for the team and a lot of our sponsors, and Chris was there. And he, first of all, I've known him on the outside of basketball because of the collective bargaining negotiations over the years. He's involved in that, and I was involved in that. He's really smart, and he's very personable off the court. So I knew that about him. But the thing is, I think what people didn't understand is how much of a team player, how much of a leader he is. He's going to come in. He's already, starting in August, the team has been working out, playing together. He has engendered a lot of that, helped a lot of that happen, along with Steph and others. I don't think this is my 14th year. I don't think that we have had a year where we've had the players all working out together, getting together, becoming one, all that kind of camaraderie. I don't think we've had a year like that prior to the start of training camp. That helps a lot. So I think Chris Paul is a great leader. I think he still has something left. I think he fits a lot better than people think.
A move like that is very bold. And that's one thing. You guys have always been bold, and I've respected that. Right. From a basketball standpoint, sports standpoint, business aspect. A lot of people are risk averse to make a swing that big, to get rid of a young guy, 23 years old, Jordan Poole, to bring in CP3. When you guys are weighing that, how do you get everybody on board? Do you have conversations with the players, or is it just, we're going to make this move and we need you to buy in? How does that work behind the scenes?
I listen to this show in the morning, and whatever you guys think is a good idea, we tend to do.
Well, I've traded away a lot of people, unfortunately. I've had to apologize to a lot of players.
This guy's gonna be post-game show. Hey, Draymond, man, great game. Earlier today on the show, I traded you 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's all.
It's tough.
No, look, these things, we talk to Steph, certainly.
Yeah.
We have some conversations sometimes with players. But, players aren't always the best people to judge these things, in all honesty. And we have to rely on Bob Myers and now, of course, Mike and our group to assess these things properly and to figure out how it might work. And they've done a good job over the years.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It's a bold move. Yeah. Well, we're not going to get anywhere by sitting still. We have to take chances. We have to do things like this. And I think this is a great move. I'm extremely excited about this team. And I know Steve, I can tell you as a coach, he's through the roof on it. He really likes this roster. I think we've got a very interesting roster. Admittedly, we have to stay healthy. We all get that.
Right.
Of course.
We're getting a little older, no question. But if we do, and I think we can manage that, I think we have a chance to be a really good team.
Yeah, I agree with that. We'll get to Steve in a second here. What was that first conversation like with Chris Paul when the trade was official and you got to sit down with him and say, hey, welcome to the Golden State Warriors, welcome to the Bay Area? What was that like? What did he ask you? What did you ask him?
I don't remember that exactly, to be honest, Bonte. But I think he was surprised, shocked, if anything. And he's told the story several times about when it happened, and he was kind of stunned by it. But I think he was, it didn't take him long to sort of figure out that this is something, if he could help make work, makes a change. Look, he gets a chance to win a championship.
Yep.
And that's the one thing he hasn't done. Every team Chris Paul has ever been on, I think they average 10 games better when he's on.
Right.
So I expect to see something like that here this year as well. But he hasn't won a championship. And I think he knows that he has an opportunity here. Obviously he's getting older, dwindling years, there are opportunities to do that. He's got a chance to do that. And we need that one. We need that championship. We need it badly.
Yeah. I know you follow the Niners.
That. See, I
know. I love this. I know you follow the Niners, and I get annoyed by the quest for the next ring or whatever. Quest for six. And I'm joking around saying it's the quest for Chris. quest for Chris to get a ring and to get their 5th. That's the hashtag. But no, all jokes aside, part of your financial brilliance is the ability to kind of pour assets and money back into the team, back into the organization, back into the facility. And that's why we love you, right? How much was this financially motivated in terms of flexibility moving forward in contending year after year?
Well, first of all, winning is the most important thing. That's actually, there's no point in doing this if we're not going to win. Okay. So
that's why we love
we
you.
are trying to win. That's number one.
Yeah.
And whatever we can do to make team better, that's what we're going to do. Now, there are some constraints, obviously. Although I don't know, I seem to bust through those constraints often. It's because at the end of the day, we decide, hey, it's worth doing, and it's proven to work.
Exactly.
We've been to the final 6 times in 13 years, and we've won 4 championships. Should have won 6. And the truth is, we're going to do if we think we have a chance to win a championship, we're going to do it. Okay, but financially, this deal happens to make a lot of sense as well because we get some optionality at the end of the year. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Clay. We can talk about that, or with Chris. He's getting older and so on. But as of right now, we have some optionality. We could decide at any point now, 2 weeks from now, somewhere in time during the season, we could decide what we're going to do with those guys. But that gives us optionality. And so that we didn't have that with Jordan, although I will admit it was hard to trade Jordan Poole.
For sure.
He's a hell of a player. Yep. He's a young player. I mean, it killed me to do that. But unfortunately, I don't like constraints. Nobody likes constraints. But we have constraints, and we had to figure out on a not only short term, but we have to take into account the intermediate and long term as well.
Also, Joe Lacob live in studio here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Year 14 for Joe Lacob, owning the Golden State Warriors. All they've done is hang 4 banners, go to 6 NBA Finals, and they want another one. You just heard from Joe. He wants that 5th one badly because I know you want to one-up LeBron James, get into that Kobe.
I don't think people understand how important this is.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because, look, these guys are getting a little older. We all get that. We got a window here. We've got to try to win another title. And I really badly want to see Steph and our guys, Clay and Draymond, get another one. LeBron's got 4.
Yep.
They got 4.
Yep.
Let's get 5. Let's seed him to 5.
Right,
Thank you.
One for the thumb. I like that.
I got to ask him because he brought it up already. You left Father's Day 2016 drive.
Oh, why you got to go back
No,
there?
Joe, this is why I love you, because you care like we do, the fans. I will never get over that. And I love how you said we should have won 6. That means a lot to us, because a lot of people are like, yeah, we want to get there. And I get it. There's an accomplishment in the journey. To this day, I struggle going back to 2016. Father's Day, with the entire family there. I will never forget that loss. We were tied with 2 minutes to go. Should have won the game. And it just, I think the maniacal obsession with winning is why people think you're so great at running this team. And we appreciate it. It means a lot to us.
What a fan. If you're an owner of a team, the one thing you need to understand, you have to give your fans, who I am one of them as well,
yes,
hope.
Yes.
Yep. Okay? We have to engender hope. Otherwise, there's no point. That's why we are all fans. That's why we're interested in supporting our team and being part of something bigger, because we are all together in this in the Bay Area. We're the Bay Area's basketball team. We're all together. We want to win as a group. We want this shared collective experience. So, yeah, it's really important. And I'm sorry, but, that's always going to be job one here, always, no matter what.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people push back on me. I say on these airways with the 49ers, there's 5-1 right now. And I said, look, I don't care about being the best team in the league right now. I want to be the best team in January. I want that Super Bowl. Super Bowl or bust. And it's not saying that the season's a disappointment, but that should be the mindset. That's the mindset that Eddie DeBartolo, I talked to you about this, Eddie DeBartolo set this in stone. It's championship or bust. We will not stop until we win a Lombardi. Well, you kind of have that same mantra. And I remember you asked me, how many championships does Eddie have? And I think he knew the answer to it, because you keep up with the stuff. You brought up Dr. Jerry Buss a long time ago, but we get there in a second. I want to talk about the offseason, because one thing that got overshadowed with the CP3 deal was the Warriors bringing back Draymond Green. And as fans, we don't know, are they going to move on from Draymond? Are they not going to move off of Draymond? Look, last year was a rough season for a lot of people, including Draymond Green. Was there any thought in your mind that, boy, we may have to play next year without Draymond Green? Or were you ever concerned at all that he wouldn't be a member of the Golden State Warriors?
I was pretty convinced he'd be back, to be honest. But to sit here and I can't lie. I mean, there was a possibility he could have left, certainly. He had another opportunity that he's talked about. Possibly to move. But I think he wanted to be back, and we wanted to be back, and, we had the resources to do it. It just had to make sense. And he came to my house. We had a long discussion about it, one-on-one. I was pretty convinced we're going to be able to get it done.
He looks like he's in great shape, too.
I mean,
talked to him at media day. The ankle seems to be progressing well.
I mean, there was so much up in the air after last year. Obviously, the incident that happened at the beginning of the year, Jordan Poole getting CP3, to have Draymond back is a big deal to fans. And I think it matters to have our guys stay with our team on team-friendly deals, or at least give them optionality to move forward. Does that matter to you at all, or is it all about winning? Or do you care about, having respect for the people that help put you guys in a position to win championships?
No, winning is number one. I mean, there probably will come a time when we may have to do something that, it's happened to every team. It's just it's history. Right. It's what happens, because we're not always on the same page necessarily with the agents or the players, and we have to do what's good for the team. There's some of that for sure. But I will say it's really important to me to have the continuity, all right, to have the continuity, and to have these guys retire as Warriors would be such an amazing thing to have happen. Steph, Clay, Draymond, the 3 most highly tenured players in the league, 1, 2, and 3, I believe right now. I'm very proud of that. And we should all be proud of that. And by the way, that's when I grew up, that was important to have. You knew that these guys were your guys. They were your team. They were always with the team. There wasn't free agency and all that stuff. Now, the world's changed. We all understand that. And business realities do enter into it sometimes. But look, I would love, more than anything, to keep those 3 guys here through the entirety of their career. And we're going to try to do that.